good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are and what time of day it is when you watch this video. My name is Z, and welcome back to my gaming corner. In today's adventure, we are going to venture across this land. We're going to complete some quests, and at the end of this epic adventure, we are going to receive a very special transmogrification item. And that item is one of the Prismatic Dragonblades, which is Quel'Delar. And while this quest did come out during Wrath of the Lich King's patch 3.2, which was the March of the Argent Crusade, and Tier 9 raids opened up, the Trial of the Grand Crusader opened up, and the Argent Tournament grounds were opened up. While this quest line was released during that time period, it still is very much desired. Like, it's very desirable today. And there are a lot of people that still don't have the Quel'Delar appearance. They don't have the sword. They've never gone through this storyline that I'm going to show you today in our adventure for the Prismatic Dragonblade Quel'Delar. Now, this quest begins when you obtain the Battered hilt. Now, it doesn't matter if you're on Horde or Alliance. If you're on an Alliance tune going after the Battered hilt, it will drop and it will say, this item begins a quest Alliance only. And it requires level 67, because that's the level you can enter Wrath of the Lich King content. Because Burning Crusade and Wrath they're linked. But to actually do this quest, you have to be on the higher levels of level 67, which is going into 70, which was the level cap of Burning Crusade. And this Battered hilt has an insanely low drop chance because there are so many mobs that can drop it. This item will only drop from the undead enemies inside the Icecrown Citadel dungeons, which are the Forge of Souls, the Pit of Sauron, and the Halls of Reflection, or from any of the skeleton enemies inside Icecrown Citadel raid proper. And there are a lot of undead and skeleton enemies. The drop rate for this item is like 0.0001%, which means you would have to kill 1 million or more undead and skeleton enemies in Icecrown Citadel, either the dungeons or the raid, and you might get 1, you might get 0. You might have to kill 5 million mobs before you actually get 1, because it's a 0.0001% chance. Insanely low drop chance. And if you're looking at that tooltip right there, because I have an Auctionator add-on, it actually shows me the 6-month average of what this thing has gone for on the auction house. And on my realm, this thing is going for 81,390 gold. So if you want to purchase it off the auction house, you can expect to pay between 50 and 100,000 gold for this item. But the transmog appearance that it gives is actually really pretty. Let's open up our Shift P menu, go to the Appearance tab, come over here to the swords, to Two-Handed Swords, and we're looking for Quel'Delar, so Q-U-E-L, which is this sword right there. And can I... Oh, it only shows one at a time. But that is the sword right there that we are going to be getting. It is one of the Prismatic Dragonblades, and it's Caligos that actually calls it a Prismatic Blade. So, without further ado, let's begin this grand adventure. There is going to be a lot of roleplay going on. There's going to be a lot of voicing going on from the Sand Lane. We're going to hear from a lot of different people, and I look forward to bringing you this adventure. So let's dive right in with the quest, the Battered hilt. This battered old sword hilt has seen better days. Before the hilt was snapped from the blade, it must have been a magnificent example of the blacksmith's art. The graceful symbols and exotic gemstones decorating the hilt suggest that the weapon may have belonged to a powerful person. Surely the Sunreavers would be interested in hearing about the recovery of such an artifact. Seek out their representatives at Quel'Delar's Rest to the south of the Ardent Tournament Grounds. So we need to bring the Battered hilt to Myralian Sunblaze at Quel'Delar's Rest, south of the Ardent Tournament Grounds. We're going to accept that quest. Now, I am up here at the Ardent Tournament Grounds in Icecrown, which is a zone in Northrend on the world of Azeroth. So here in Northrend, in Icecrown, in the northeast corner of the zone, you will find the Ardent Tournament Grounds. And Quel'Delar's Rest is literally just south, on the road south. So let's leave the Sunriver Pavilion. And I miss the Ardent Tournament music. You can't even find it out here on the grounds. It used to play all over here, and now we just get the Icecrown Citadel music. I like to say the Icecrown Zone music. But you fly south from the Ardent Tournament Grounds, and you find this curious place. And there's a sword stuck in the ice. And look, there it is. There's Quel'Delar's sword, but no hilt. Because we have the hilt, and you can hear that sound of like the sword crying out in pain. It's creepy, isn't it? So let's talk to Myralian Sunblade of the Sunreavers. What have you discovered? I found the Battered hilt, of course. Myralian takes the hilt from you and scrutinizes the artifact. This came from the Citadel. What was it doing there? This blade is certainly not of Scourge manufacture. Weapons of this quality can only be crafted by a few of Azeroth's creatures. We will have to consult them and see if they can help us identify it. Okay, cool. There is no mistaking it. This hilt comes from a powerful ancient weapon, and this is the quest what the dragon knows. But which one? I do not recognize these particular markings, but we haven't hit a dead end yet. Corialistraz, better known as Crassus, has long been a friend to the Quel'Dori and the Kirin Tor. With his vast knowledge and resources, he's certain to know something. Travel to the top of Wormrest Temple and seek his counsel, then report to Magister Hathoriel inside Sunriver Sanctuary in Dalaran. Okay. So that's exactly where we're going to go. We have to go talk to Crassus. And Crassus has been a part of Warcraft lore since the very beginning. He was there 10,000 years ago at the Sundering of the World. He is the consort to the Lifebinder, Alexstrasza. And he is a very powerful red dragon. He's also the only non-humanoid person that has been the leader of the Kirin Tor, because he is a red dragon. So for a while there, when Dalaran was new, he led the Council of Seven and was in charge of the city of Dalaran. So let's make our way down to Wormrest Temple, and I will meet up with you just as soon as we have arrived. Okay, as you can see, we have arrived at Wormrest Temple. And Wormrest Temple is located right here in the heart of the Dragonblight, on the southern portion of Northrend. Right here in the middle is Wormrest Temple. And up here at the top of Wormrest Temple, you will find Alexstrasza, the Lifebinder, and standing next to her is Crassus. So let's talk to Crassus. And the Queen's Consort nods in acknowledgement of your presence.
Be careful.
What do you know of ancient swords? You're too late, Firion. Another visitor from Dalaran came asking after information about the same prismatic dragon blades. From your description, I am certain that the book I loaned our visitor could allow you to easily identify the weapons. I'm afraid you'll have to ask perhaps Caligos can help. Firion may have found the remains of a prismatic blade, Caligos. Will you offer your help to the visitor? Are you certain you should be helping these mortals in their quest for the sword? These blades, Crassus, they were made long ago when things were different. You believe our allies will not be able to control the power of the swords? Our enemies once turned our strongest weapon against us. What makes you think the prismatic blade will be any different? Mortal champions have long used these weapons to combat evil. I see no reason to keep the sword from them in this battle. As you wish, my queen. I will not stand in their way, but I will keep a close watch. Caligos says, as you wish, my queen. I will not stand in their way. Okay, but close watch. And then Crassus says, as will we all. Please, mortal, seek out Magister Hatharel in Dalaran. He might be able to negotiate with the Silver Covenant for access to the book. Okay. So I need to go talk to Master Hatharel, who is the leader of the Sunreavers in Dalaran. So I will once again meet up with you just as soon as we have arrived at the grand city of the Kirin Tor. Okay, as you can see, we have flown north from Wormrest Temple, and we have arrived in the grand city of the Kirin Tor, Dalaran. And this is the Dalaran in Northrend in Crystal Song Forest. And we need to come over here to Sunriver Sanctuary, and we will find Master Hatharel. I think that's what his name is. Let's look. His name is Magister Hatharel. Yeah, he's the leader of the Sunreavers.
Business have you?
We must recover the book from the Silver Covenant. Without that book from Crassus, we stand little chance of solving the mystery of the sword in Icecrown, or unlocking its power. Okay. The Silver Covenant scheme. One of my contacts in the underbelly caught sight of a Silver Covenant agent gathering information at the Cantrips and Crows Tavern. Silver Covenant members aren't normally found in the sewers, so they must be plotting something. Go into the underbelly, find this Silver Covenant agent, and eliminate them. Search the body for any information that might give us a lead on the location of that tome from Wormrest. We can't let those simpering Silver Covenant weaklings get it back to Icecrown before we do.
Stay the course.
So what we need to do is we need to get into the Dalaran underbelly. And the closest entrance is right here by Crassus Landing. There's an entrance to the underbelly right here. You can actually see the little gray opening right there. There's also an entrance over here. Let's go down into the underbelly of Dalaran. There's no mounting down here. And as you can see, the underbelly, the Cantrip and Crows, is over on the other side of the Circle of Wills. Okay. So we're going to come down here and we're going to take a left into the Circle of Wills. And then we're going to go out the other side. I think we can go out the other side. Yeah, we can. So just run up this hill to the other side, and you will find the Cantrips and Crows Cavern. Now, in Dalaran, in the Broken Isles, for Legion Dalaran, the Cantrip and Crows is actually part of the Rogue Order Hall, so we don't have access to this part in New Dalaran on the Broken Isles, but here we do. And look, there is a Silver Covenant agent right there. We have to murder them. And we loot from her corpse the Silver Covenant orders. And we need to take this back to Master Hatharel. I should say Magister Hatharel. So make your way across the Circle of Wills, back up the other side, and head up the ramps, and you will eventually find your way back to the top side of Dalaran City. And since Sunriver Sanctuary is just right here, you can just run over to it. I have to think about which version I'm in, because in Legion Dalaran it's called Windrunner Sanctuary, but here it's Sunriver Sanctuary. So we have the Silver Covenant orders, and there is Magister Hatharel, and let's get the next part of our quest.
Anaria Shola.
Did you find anything on that agent? Yes, I found the Silver Covenant orders. Magister Hatharel reads the captured orders. The agent you intercepted was supposed to deliver the Wormrest tome to Icecrown. after meeting with our Arcanist, or one Arcanist Tabalan inside the Silver Enclave. We have to reclaim that book, Furion, and we only have one chance before it leaves the city. We have to work quickly. Okay. A suitable disguise. Getting you inside the Silver Enclave will be tougher than it appears. Only those who possess Silver Covenant tabards are permitted entry into the sanctuary. If we can get our hands on one, a simple enchantment will do the rest of the work. On the balcony above Threads of Fate, you'll find Shandy Glossgleam. I've helped him a few times in the past, so he owes me a favor. He handles laundry for a wide variety of people in the city. Maybe he can find a way to lend you a tabard for a while.
Time is of the essence.
Okay, so we need to get to the balcony of Threads of Fate. Now, Threads of Fate is the clothing shop in Dalaran City, and it's located right here on this side, right across from the Silver Enclave. So let's make our way over to the other side of Dalaran City. So there's the lion motif of the Alliance, there's the Silver Enclave, and right directly across from them is the Threads of Fate. Now, if you don't have flying in Northrend and you're doing this at level, if you come inside the cloth armor shop, you can come up these stairs, and then you can turn to the left and come out onto the balcony where you find Shandy Glothgleam. Let's talk to him. Are you surprised to see me here? Everyone needs clean laundry, and what better way to do it than with your own water elemental? Simply bring your laundry, pay a nominal fee, and before you know it, everything will be fresh and clean. Magister Hatheril said you might be able to lend me a certain tabard. You're in luck. I've got just what you need in the load I'm about to wash. See the piles of laundry and the bucket of water? I'll call out what I need next, and you put it in the tub. Ready? The tub needs more water. Okay, so click on... That's shirts, unmentionables. Click on the water bucket. Oh no, that wasn't right. Now I'll have to go get more detergent so we can start over. Yeah, I clicked on the shirts. I'm so sorry. We got to start over. Where'd he go? Wait, there's Shadow Glossgleam. Where's Shandy Glossgleam? Where'd he go? Okay, he reset. Okay, so now that we're back to where we begun, let's do this right. See the piles of laundry in the bucket of water? Okay, he's going to call out what we need, and then we click on what he needs next. Quick, add some shirts to the laundry. Okay. Clean and tidy. Add the unmentionables, which are these over here. Clean and tidy. Toss some pants into the tub. Okay. Well done. Toss some pants into the tub. Well done. Quick, add some shirts to the laundry. That's how it's done. Oh, now my camera's being weird. Not good, not good. Add the unmentionables. I mean, the delicates. Nice. I don't want to know what that stain was. Add the unmentionables. I mean, the delicates. Well done. Aquinos, stop sending the clothes so high. You didn't have to see the look on Aethys Sunriver's face when he found his pants in the fountain. See how easy that was with everyone working together? Just take what you need from the clean laundry here, but don't forget to return it when you're finished. So we got the borrowed tabard, and we can now return to Magister Hathoril. So let's fly back to Sunriver Sanctuary and go inside the filthy animal.
Glory to the Sin'dorei.
Was Shandy able to help you get a Silver Covenant tabard? Yes, he was. I knew Shandy would find a way to make it work. Let me get this enchanted and ready for you to use. With any luck, the tabard's owner won't even know it's missing, and Shandy will cover the rest of our tracks. An audience with the Arcanist. I've placed an enchantment on the tabard that should allow you to slip past the Silver Enclave's defenses for a short period of time. You should have enough time to find your way up to the top level of the Silver Enclave and meet up with the Silver Covenant's man there, known as Arcanist Tybalan. While disguised, obtain the copy of ancient dragon-forged blades that his men borrowed from Wormrest, and return the book to me.
Keep your wits about you.
Alright, so now we look like a Silver Covenant spy, like a Silver Covenant agent. This is the only time you get to go in the opposite faction's headquarters in Dalaran. And if you're an Alliance player, the only time you get to venture into Windrunner, or I should say Sunriver Sanctuary. Let's go inside. And we need to make our way up to the topmost level of the tower. So let's go up this set of stairs. Go up this set of stairs. Let's see, can we go up even higher? Yes, we can. There's stairs leading out to a balcony. And then these stairs lead over to this area. And then you can come up this spiral ramp that's rather steep. And then up this other spiral ramp that's rather steep. And this takes us up to the very top. But I think we need to be in that building over there. Because I don't see the Arcanist. Unless I'm just supposed to be Arcanist Adoran, Arcanist of Green, Arcanist Ferial, Marilia, Arcanist Tybalan. Oh, there he is. Okay, so in the Silver Enclave, he's actually right above the archway of the entrance, and he's this mage that's wearing the Tier 3 mage shoulders.
I am honored.
There you are. I was beginning to think that the Sunreavers had intercepted you. Are you ready to deliver the tome to our representatives in Icecrown? I'll deliver the tome to our contacts in Icecrown, Arcanist.
Good luck, friend.
It's good to finally see you, courier. Crassus has entrusted us with one of the few remaining copies of ancient dragon-forged blades. Here is the book. You must ensure it gets to Calidus Brightspear in Icecrown before the Sunreavers realize what is happening. Travel quickly. The Sunreavers will not waste any time once they realize that we have the information they seek. Okay, so what you need to do at this point is you need to take this book back to Magister Hathoril, and he will then tell you to take the book back to Icecrown. So let's now make our way back to Magister Hathoril in Sunriver Sanctuary.
Yes.
Did you recover the book from Wormrest? Well, yes, I did. Excellent work. Now this is in our hands. We must get it to Moralian Sunblaze as soon as possible. We can't risk the Silver Covenant taking the book from us again. I'll get that tabard back to Shandy and see that he's well compensated for his assistance. Once the book is in Moralian's hands, the Silver Covenant won't be a threat anymore. Return to Moralian Sunblaze. We must get this book to Moralian Sunblade. Would you bring it to him? I cannot rely on anyone else to transport the book, and you have proven adept at evading the Silver Covenant's men. Take it with you to Quel'Delar's Rest south of the Argent Tournament Grounds in Icecrown. Moralian will be waiting for you. If he can identify that blade, we may be able to claim it in the name of Aethys Sunriver and show Dalaran and the Alliance that we will lead the charge against the Lich King. Okay.
Shorel Aran.
Quickest way back to the Argent Tournament grounds. On this character, I just so happened to set my Hearthstone to the Sunriver Pavilion at the Argent Tournament grounds. So I'm going to hearth back, and then we will be right there to turn the book into Moralian Sunblade. Okay, so we can now exit the Sunriver Pavilion. And we can turn in the book to Moralian Sunblade, standing on his beautiful Sunriver. Is that a Sunriver? Or is that no? That's a Silvermoon. That's a Silvermoon Hawkstrider. We've been expecting your return. What has kept you? Well, here's the Ancient Dragonforged tome. Here you go. Moralian accepts the heavy book and begins leafing through it. Those symbols on the blade seemed familiar, and now there's little wonder why. This is certainly a dragon blade, gifted to one of the mortal races. But which blade is this, and how did it come to rest in Icecrown?
Hold your head high.
The style of the blade and its markings hinted that this might be a dragon-forged sword. At last, we will have our answer. After all these years, can it really be
Quel'Delar?
Quiet, fools. If I had wished to kill you, you'd already be dead.
Quel'Delar was forged by the dragons and given to the Caldori, its twin, Quel'Delar, was given to my people. The king bestowed the blade upon my friend, Thelorian Dawnseeker. But even Thelorian's skill and Quel'Delar's magic could not save Silvermoon from the might of the Scourge. Thelorian fell before the gates of the Sunwell, buying time for others to escape. After the battle, I recovered the sword from the field. I bore it to Northrend in the service of my prince, seeking to avenge our people's defeat. Arthas shattered our forces, and took the most powerful of us into his service as the San'lain. My memories of Thelorian went cold, and so did his blade. It was I who brought Quel'Delar here, to return it to its makers. In breaking the weapon, so did I break its power. Quel'Delar will never serve another.
So we just saw Blood Queen Lanathiel, who is one of the raid bosses in Icecrown Citadel.
Yes.
Oh, and then he
Time
says
is
it
of
falls
the
to us to
essence.
see Quel'Delars restored to the Sunreavers.
We will persevere.
So the next quest, Reforging the Sword. We cannot allow Quel'Delar to remain broken and disgraced. Take the remnants of the sword, along with the battered hilt you discovered, and venture into the Pit of Sauron within Icecrown Citadel. In the pit, the Lich King uses slaves to mine, process, and transform Saronite ore. This infused Saronite is what we will use to rebuild Quel'Delar. You must gather bars of infused Saronite and capture the Forge Master's hammer, then bring them to the Forge Master's anvil and reforge the sword. So we need to obtain 5 infused Saronite bars and the Forge Master's hammer, then combine them with the remnants of Quel'Delar to create the reforged Quel'Delar.
Keep your wits about you.
So this next step requires us to go into Icecrown Citadel's dungeon, the Pit of Sauron. So I'm going to fly down to the Citadel and I'll show you how to get to the dungeon. I'll meet up with you in just a moment. Okay, as you can see, we have arrived at Icecrown Citadel. We're at the Court of Bones. There is the grand staircase leading up to the entrance of Icecrown Citadel. And if we look over to the right, like there's the main entrance. It's not on the left side, but on the right side you see these Argent Tournament banners. That's your hint that that's where you need to go. So fly up here to the right side, of the Citadel, and there will be this walkway up here and an opening that leads to inside the tower. So let's go inside Icecrown Citadel Tower from the right. And you will find one of the largest summoning stones in the game. The largest summoning stone in the game is actually in front of Mogushan Vaults. This is the second largest one. Now, the Pit of Sauron is the portal located here on the right. That portal up there goes to the Halls of Reflection, and the portal on the left goes to the Forge of Souls. But this portal on the right goes to the Pit of Sauron. And if you are on a high-level character, doing this dungeon is going to be a piece of cake. It's one of the few dungeons where you can actually use mounts.
Intruders have entered the Master's domain. Signal the alarms. Father, not even fit to labor in a quarry. Relish these final moments, for soon you will be nothing more than mindless undead.
Soldiers of the Horde, attack!
So remember, we need 5 infused Saronite
Your
bars.
last waking memory will be of agonizing pain.
And the infused Saronite bars can be
Pathetic
found
weaklings.
all over this dungeon.
Minions, destroy these interlopers.
But you see there's skeleton mobs all around, there's undead all around. And like I said, they have a 0.0001% chance
You will have to
of
battle
dropping
your
the
way
battered
through
hilt.
this cesspit on your own. Free any Horde slaves that you come across. We will most certainly need their assistance in battling Tyrannus. I will gather reinforcements and join you on the other side of the quarry.
Okay, well we need the Forge Master's hammer. So let's take out this boss.
Tiny creatures and monsters eat giant underrats. You carve us something good to eat.
Another shall take his place. You waste your time.
Okay, so we got the Forge Master's hammer. Combine 5 infused Saronite bars with the remnants of Quel'Delar to reforge Quel'Delar. You must be standing at one of the Forge Master's anvils. Well, we have 2 infused Saronite bars. We also got the Spurn Valkyr shoulder guards, and we got the Garfrost 2-ton hammer, which is a 2-handed mace, which looks like that. Interesting, right? So we need to find 3 more of those Saronite piles so we can get our Saronite bars. And they're spread out, they're located all over this dungeon. We found 2 of them, now we need to find 2
We're
more.
about to mount an assault on the Scourge Lord's location.
Oh look, and there's another one right over there. There's actually 2 of them over here by Ick, the second boss. So we'll take this. There's actually 3 of them over here. There's one right there, and there's one right over here. Perfect. Okay, so that gives us 5. So let's go back to the Forge Master's anvil and reforge the Sacred Blade Quel'Delar, one of the Prismatic Dragonblades that was gifted to the Sindori, while Quel'Delar, the Gleaming Quel'Delar, was given to the Kaldorei, which are the Night Elves. So let's see, the Forge Master's anvil, I thought was one of these over here. Unless it's just this right here. Let's find out. Yep, it's just this anvil right here. Okay, we have reforged Quel'Delar, and we need to exit the dungeon and turn this into Magister Hatharil. No flying in the dungeon, but we can just run past all the trash and run out. So yeah, just make your way back to the portal and run out, and you will find Magister Hathriel just outside. Oh, it's not.
Victory
It's
lies
Meralian Sunsword. Reforging the Sword. Were you able to reconstruct Quel'Delar? Well, yes, I was. It's a green Sarnite blade now. You have remade the blade of Quel'Delar in defiance of that Blood Queen Lanathel's pronouncement. Now the blade must be tempered before we can show her the folly of her words. Tempering the blade. At last, the pieces of Quel'Delar are rejoined and the blade is whole, but it cannot see battle until you have tempered it. That jagged Sarnite edge is brittle and will shatter the moment it strikes anything. Deep in Icecrown Citadel's Forge of Souls is a place where the blade can safely be tempered. Take Quel'Delar with you to the abode of the Devourer of Souls and look for the Crucible. Plunge the blade into the Crucible to temper it and bring it back to me. I'll be waiting in the frozen halls. Okay.
Shorel arrived.
So now we need to go into the Forge of Souls, which is the portcullis on the left. And we need to basically do the entire dungeon. Alright, here we are in the Forge of Souls. And it's a fairly straightforward dungeon. You come out here, go around here, cross this one, go around, go across, kill the first boss, and you make our way over here. It's a pretty short dungeon. But it also has one of the best tracks in the game. It's called the Bronze Jam. When you hear the electric guitars playing, you'll know that you found the Bronze Jam. And we're going to skip all the trash we can. Yeah, this dungeon is one of the most interesting places in this game. It looks really cool. It has a unique vibe to it. This dungeon is so cool. And we just got the Kraken leg plates of the Quick Blade, which look like that. They're green pants. Interesting. Kind of cool. See, even those guys have a chance of dropping the Battered hilt. Any of these dungeons can drop it. I mean, look at the vibe of this place. This place is... look at this place. It's absolutely insane and so incredible how cool this place looks. And here is the Bronze Jam. So we do have to cross this room, so we might as well kill everything on our way through. And we just got the Crystal Song Mantle of the Quick Blade. Cloth shoulders that look like that. Interesting. And inside this second tower is our first boss. Which is Bronjam. Alright, he gave us the Lucky Old Sun, big one-handed mace right there. And the bewildering shoulder pads, which are leather shoulders. They look like that with spikes on them. Interesting. So let's exit out the other side, turn to the left, and continue on our way to the Forge of Souls and the Devourer of Souls. Am I going the right way? No, I should have turned to the right when you exit. But here's the electric guitar. This is the Bronze Jam. Oh, the skull is attacking. Okay. And there is the Devourer of Souls. Let's kill him.
Excellent work, champions. We shall set up our base camp in these chambers. My Magi will get the Scourge transport device working shortly. Step inside when you are ready for your next mission. I will meet you on the other side.
And you can see the Crucible of Souls right there. So what you need to do is you need to come up here. So come up these stairs on either side of the Forge of Souls. Do not go in the portal. What you want to do is you want to stand right here in front of that goblet and click Reforged QuelDelar. Objective complete. Tempered QuelDelar. So the quickest way back to Moralian Sunblaze is to go through this portal to the Pit of Sauron. So I thought we could go through the portal.
I haven't got all day.
Why can't we go through the
What do you
portal?
seek?
Well, that's interesting. Okay. Let me run all the way out, and I will meet up with you just as soon as I get back to the Frozen Halls. So, just one moment. Okay, so I have run out of the Forge of Souls, since apparently that portal to Pit of Sauron inside there didn't want to work for me. And we have now returned to Moralian Sunblaze.
Anaria Shola.
Until the sword is tempered, it will be useless. Well, here's a tempered Quel'Delar with a cool icon. Kind of cool. Tempering the sword should have restored the blade. Why hasn't it worked? Okay, the Halls of Reflection. You have reforged and tempered the sword, yet it sits quietly in its sheath. Little different from a mundane blade. You say the sword pulls you, as though it possesses a will? Dare you bring it to where it wishes to go? It is not right that the sword should be this silent and this insistent, yet I fear that if you do not take the sword to its destination, we will never learn why. Bear it with you to Icecrown Citadel's Halls of Reflection, but be on your guard. I will wait for you in the Frozen Halls.
Stay the course.
So now we get to go into the third dungeon of the Icecrown Citadel dungeons, which is the Halls of Reflection, and this one just takes place in the first room. Okay, the Halls of Reflection.
Halt! Do not carry that blade any further.
I don't believe it. Frostmourne stands before us,
Do you
unguarded,
realize what you've
just
done?
as the gnome claimed. Come, heroes.
And that's Uther the Lightbringer. So now we need to fight Quel'Delar. There it is. And we fought and killed it. Easy. So now we got...
forged this blade from Serenite, the very blood of an old god. The power of the Lich King calls to this weapon. Each moment you tarry here, Quel'Delar drinks in the evil of this place. There is only one way to cleanse this sword. Make haste for the Sunwell, and immerse the blade in its waters. I can resist Frostmourne's call no more.
Yeah, remember that Uther the Lightbringer was one of the many people that Arthas destroyed and killed with Frostmourne when he obtained the cursed blade and became the Lich King. The first one he killed was his father, King Ternus Menethil II, King of Lor'themar. Then he killed his entire staff, all the courtiers of the court, and all the paladins of the Silver Hand. He just destroyed them with Frostmourne. That's why Uther was there. So now we have the subdued Quel'Delar, and Uther called it Quel'Delar, not Quel'Delar, but Quel'Delar. And that's what I've always saying. It's not pronounced Quel'Thalas, it's Quel'Thalas. And that's how he called it. So that's why I want to do it. I want to call it Quel'Delar.
Glory to the Signori.
What happened inside the Halls of Reflection? Well, I subdued Quel'Delar. How can evil take root in such a sword? I would not have thought it possible if the evidence wasn't here before my eyes. If the greatest of Dragonkind's creations could be corrupted and turned against them, why not a mere sword? I believe Uther is right. You must heed his advice quickly, Firion. Journey to the Sunwell. Take Quel'Delar to the Sunwell as quickly as possible, Firion. Trust in Uther's words, and when he says that you will not always be able to control the blade while it's subject... Oh, hang on. Let me start over. Take Quel'Delar to the Sunwell as quickly as possible, Firion. Trust in Uther's words when he says that you will not always be able to control the blade while it is subject to the evil of the Lich King's influence. You must travel to the Isle of Quel'Danas, and there seek entry to the Sunwell itself, where you can cleanse the sword. The Guardians will try to stop you from entering the Sunwell Plateau, but make yourself known to Halduin Brightwing, who will be inspecting the guards there. Halduin Brightwing is the Ranger General of... Oh my gosh, I can't even think of the name. Oh my gosh. That has completely escaped my mind. Quel'Thalas. Yeah, he's the Ranger General of Quel'Thalas. And he stands at the Regent Lord of Quel'Thalas. He stands at his right hand. And now I can't even think of the Regent Lord's name. Oh my gosh. My mind is complete fuzz. I mean, it is 20 minutes after 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm doing this because I work nights. Regent Lord Lor'themar Thuron, that's his name. Lor'themar Thuron. Halduin Brightwing stands at Lor'themar's right hand inside Sunfury Spire. But we need to make our way to the Isle of Quel'Danas. And there are 2 ways to get to the Isle of Quel'Danas. You can either transport to Silvermoon City, run out to the front of the city, you'll find Sky Mistress Gloaming there, and you can take the flight point up to Quel'Danas. So if we come over here to the Eastern Kingdoms up here in Quel'Thalas at Silvermoon City, right out front is Sky Mistress Gloaming, and she will fly you up to the Isle of Quel'Danas. The other way to get there is take the portal to either Stormwind or Orgrimmar, and inside the portal room you will find a portal to Shattrath City. And when you materialize in Shattrath in front of a doll, And she's actually standing on top of a mock-up of the Sunwell Plateau. Look at that. That is the Sunwell, complete with Blood Elf Spires. That's the Sunwell Plateau raid. Over here in the northwest corner of the Terrace of Light, right here in the northwest corner, you will find a portal, the Shattrath portal to the Isle of Quel'Danas. So let's go. And this is one of the few times when you come to the Isle of Quel'Danas when the whole isle is deserted. You have to be on this quest, and you get to see Quel'Danas without demons, without demonic corruption. You get to see it as it was before the demons invaded. Now there's supposed to be a orb of translocation in here. Well, I'm just going to jump down because it's not going to kill me. I mean, there's still the Shattered Sun Sentries, but if we look down here at Dawning Square, there's Silvermoon Builders. Check this out. Over here in Dawnstar Village, Silvermoon Builders. We've come to a time before the Scourge invasion of Quel'Thalas. And look, even the Sunwell itself is not under construction. Look at this. If you come to the Isle of Quel'Danas normally and you're not on any quest lines, like you're not here for Quel'Delar's sword, look at this. The Sunwell is been made whole. The towers are not under construction. They're whole. This is absolutely beautiful. There's no demonic gateway there. You can actually explore Dawnstar Village and see it whole without corruption. I mean, look how beautiful Dawnstar Village is. If I can get my camera to zoom in all the way, look at this. Look how beautiful this city is on the shores of the Sunwell. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, even at night with the pink clouds and the slightly purple sky, it's just beautiful. I love Blood Elven architecture. When you come here normally, that tower is leaning over and it has like scaffolding around it. This is the only time you get to see the Sunwell completely whole. I mean, just look how beautiful this place looks. This is absolutely gorgeous. And like, there's the main entrance to the Sunwell raid, and there's no construction around it. It's just absolutely beautiful. We'll just take a few screenshots. But yeah, I love the Isle of Quel'Danas. So right outside the entrance to the Sunwell. And I would imagine that this is after the events of the Burning Crusade, because we're in Wrath of the Lich King. And so this is what Quel'Danas looks like now that we've cleared out all the demons.
I will do my duty for Azeroth.
What brings you here in the quest Journey to the Sunwell? Well, I have the tempered Quel'Delar sword. I hope you understand that I can't just admit you to the Sunwell, Firion. This is the most sacred place known to the Sindori, and we have only recently regained control over it. You would raise the hopes of our people with tales of Quel'Delar without proof of the truth of your claims. I see no reason to take you at your word. So, Thelorian Dawnseeker, you are the one working with Moralian Sunblaze, aren't you? I know of a way we can test the sword. If you know the blade's history, you recall that it was born by Thelorian Dawnseeker in defense of the Sunwell against the Scourge. He fell in what is now the Dead Scar, buying time for his men to make their own preparations. You will find his remains near the southern end of the Dead Scar on this isle. Visit them, and if his spirit gives you its blessing, I will allow you to enter the Sunwell. Okay?
The Legion will fall.
So we now need to go way down here to the end of the Isle of Quel'Danas, or Quel'Danas. So let's make our way. We're down into Dawnstar Village, and I mean, this place is so beautiful now that the Blood Elves have retaken the Sunwell. They've completed construction of the Sunwell, they've restored it to its former glory, and now we can just run around the walls and make our way to the Dead Scar, which, as we learn in the quests in Eversong Woods, the Dead Scar is tainted beyond any power of any source on this world to fix. And so the land remains tainted because it was the will of the Scourge. And it was Arthas, under control of Ner'zhul and the Helm of Domination, which in Shadowlands we're going to learn how the Helm of Domination was made and why its power of corruption is so great and so terrible that anything it touches is tainted forever. And remember, when Arthas corrupted the Sunwell by bringing Kel'Thuzad back and tainted its holy waters, the power of that act was so great that this used to be part of Silvermoon City. It broke off and was swept away in the waves. Well, I mean, that's according to the lore. If you read the novel Arthas by Christie Golden, you find out that the Sunwell used to be the crowning glory of Silvermoon City, but when Arthas came and defiled it, it broke off and came here. So here we are at the Dead Scar, and we're just going to, travel underneath this broken area. And right inside here are the remains of Thelorian Dawnseeker. That's this skeleton right here. These appear to be the remains of Thelorian Dawnseeker, the last wielder, Quel'Delar.
We must defend the Sunwell from the enemy at all costs. I am ordering you to withdraw to the Sunwell proper to help prepare the defenses. I will make my stand here and buy you as much time as I'm able. Use it well and make our prince proud. It has been a great honor to fight beside you in defense of our land and our people. You, stranger, you are not one of my soldiers. Will you stay and stand with me to face the enemy?
Well, of course I will. Sure.
Listen well, Scourge Defilers. None of you will reach the Sunwell, so long as I stand.
You will fall as your lands and your city have before you. My lord will win a great victory here, and none will remember your name. Forward! Look, there's Lorien Coldgrip. We need to kill all these Scourge. Ghouls, slay this pathetic high elf. You will fall before the might of the Scourge. Crypt Raiders, attack!
I wasn't meant to survive this attack. Why has this happened? Why have you come here? It's Quel'Delar! You possess the sword! I don't know how, but the blade has chosen you to be its new wielder. Take it, with my blessing, and wield it against the Scourge as I once did.
Interesting. Okay, so we have Thelorian Dawnseeker's blessing. Let's make our way now back to Haldurin Brightwing, the Ranger General of Silvermoon City. And look, off in the distance, you can even see Silvermoon City. There is Sunfury's Spire, and there is the ruins of Silvermoon and the city over here proper. Pretty cool, right? You can actually see Silvermoon City, and that's what the Sunfury Spire looks like from way back here. In the city, when you're right below it, it looks amazing. So let's make our way back to Haldurin Brightwing. We'll just run along the walls, that's fine. And it looks like they haven't quite repaired all the windows yet, because these are the walls right outside the Dead Scar. And you can see they're kind of in a shabby state of disrepair. But once we get back to the main part of what was it, Dawnstar Square or Dawnstar Township, whatever it was, where all the windows are lit up. This is the part that's been restored. The part around the Dead Scar is tainted forever and can never be fixed. So yeah, we have now returned to Dawnstar Village. The buildings are lit up. I mean, just look how gorgeous. Look how gorgeous this city is. And the only time you get to see it like this is on the quest for Quel'Delar. I love the way this city looks in the morning. I mean, it's 4:30 in the morning. The sun hasn't come up yet. And I absolutely love the way this looks. And if we come over here and get a picture of the statue, I mean, look at this place. It's absolutely gorgeous. And there's the Sunwell and the Towers of the Sunwell. This whole place is just completely beautiful. But then again, I'm kind of biased because all my main characters are Blood Elves. And I'm partial to Blood Elves. It's like even if we stand in the square right here and zoom in all the way, there's the monument to the Shattered Hand, there's the Sunwell, and this whole place just looks incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, it's like you'll never see this place look as beautiful as it does right now. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the architecture of the Sindori. I love Quel'Dalas, and the restored Sunwell is just beautiful. Okay, we're back here at the beginning now. Sorry, I marvel at how beautiful Quel'Dalas looks. Blizzard did an amazing job with Blood Elven architecture.
Greetings.
You truly do carry Quel'Delar. This is a great day for all of Quel'Dalas and the Sindori. You have my leave to enter the Sunwell and finish the sword's restoration. Keep your head high, Firion. The children of Silvermoon have dreamt of this day for years. The purification of Quel'Delar, the Sunwell, and the end of Quel'Delar's exile await, Firion. You will find Lor'themar Thuron, the regent of Quel'Dalas, and Grand Magister Romoth standing within. Be wary of them, and do not allow them to entrap you in their political scheming. Instead, remain focused on your task here. Speak to a warden of the Sunwell to enter the Sunwell Plateau. Immerse the reformed Quel'Delar in the Sunwell to complete the restoration. Show the blade to Moralian Sunblaze at Quel'Delar's rest, once it is restored.
May victory be ours.
Our enemies will fall.
I will escort you into the Sunwell when you are ready. I am ready
Keep
to
your
enter the
wits
Sunwell.
about you.
And this next sequence is amazing. Okay, we're now in the, when we go down there, we're in the Shrine of the Eclipse, and the new guards of Silvermoon, they got an update. Their bow staves, or their two-bladed, their double-bladed staves or weapons, and their shields got a huge update, and their armor got a huge update. But here we are in the restored, purified Sunwell area. There's no more fell taint, there's no more fell corruption. Because you've seen the Sunwell in the raid, and I'm going to show you the Sunwell raid on this channel in the Raids of Azeroth playlist. But now we have Sunwell Guardians, which are the same Guardians that look just like the Guardians of Silvermoon City. And there is the purified Sunwell. Look at it, Lor'themar. It certainly is QuelDelar. It is indeed QuelDelar. I had no thought I'd live to see the day when Thelorian Dawnseeker's legendary sword would be restored to us. You are a hero and an inspiration to the Sindori, Therion, a symbol of our endurance in the face of tragedy and treachery. The Regent speaks truly, Therion. Thelorian's sacrifice could not prevent the fall of this very Sunwell. When you found the sword, it was broken and abandoned, much like Silvermoon after Kel'Thas' betrayal. Let QuelDelar be a sign that we will never give up, that we will face any enemy without fear. Captain Arik Sunchaser says, QuelDelar is not held in high esteem by the Sindori alone. It holds a place in the heart of children of Silvermoon. This blade has been returned to us for a reason, my lords. Now is the time to rally behind the bearer of QuelDelar and avenge the destruction of the Sunwell, or the destruction of Silvermoon and the Sunwell. Grand Magister Roma says, reclaim the sword, Firion, and bear it through the portal to Dalaran. Archmage Aethys Sunriver will be waiting to congratulate you. And we just got restored QuelDelar, which is in our quest log, but not in our bags anymore because the quest stuff goes to different areas. But I mean, the Sunwell still is as beautiful as ever. I mean, it's not as blinding as it used to be, but that's still pretty. Maybe one day, if Blizzard ever decides to update Quel'Thalas and allow flying there and fix Silvermoon City, they'll also fix Quel'Danas for us too. Oh, we were supposed to go and present this blade to Moralian Sunblaze, so we need to take a Hearthstone up to the Argent Tournament grounds, and then we can meet Moralian Sunblaze there at Quel'Delar's Rest. Yeah, I wasn't about to fly from Dalaran all the way up to the Argent Tournament grounds. I just wasn't going to do it. We'll just hearth back. No worries.
What business have you?
You have returned from the Sunwell? Yes, I have. There is the restored Quel'Delar. Am I truly laying my eyes upon the weapon of Thelorian Dawnseeker? This is a wondrous day for the Sunreavers and for all Sindori. At last, Quel'Delar is restored for the glory of the Sunreavers and the Sindori. All of Silvermoon will proclaim you a hero, as will all of the Horde in the quest of victory for the Sunreavers. Archmage Aethys Sunriver, the leader of the Sunreavers, asked to see you after you return from the Sunwell. Travel to the Violet Citadel in Dalaran as soon as you can, Firion, and bring Quel'Delar with you. The Archmage wishes to congratulate you personally. Bring the restored Quel'Delar to Archmage Aethys Sunriver in the Violet Citadel of Dalaran. Now, I could port to New Dalaran, take the portal to Orgrimmar, and then inside the portal room there's a portal to Dalaran. Or I could just get on my flying mount and fly down to Dalaran City proper, and I will meet up with you just as soon as I have arrived. Okay, as you can see, I have returned to Dalaran City, and there is the Violet Citadel and its grand staircase. Let's make our way inside and meet with Archmage Aethys Sunriver.
Any news?
Is it true that you have restored Quel'Delar? Why, yes, I have. A victory for the Sunreavers. Quel'Delar rises again, as we Sindori have risen from the ashes of defeat and betrayal. The heart and the weapon of Thelorian Dawnseeker are both with you, Firion. I see the blade has already started adapting itself to your strength, Firion. Hold your head high and always keep Quel'Delar at your side.
We must overcome the mistakes of the past.
As the leader of the Sunreavers, it is with great pride that I present Firion as the new bearer of Quel'Delar. And you will only ever see that when someone completes the quest for the Quel'Delar and they get the achievement, the sword in the skull. Recover the missing hilt of Quel'Delar, draw the blade from its resting place, reforge the weapon, purified in the Sunwell, and present it for your just reward. So we just got Quel'Delar, Might of the Faithful. And if I equip that sword and pull it out, it looks like this. It's actually, if I go inside, I can actually be in the light a little bit. There's more light in here than there is out there. But this weapon actually goes with the armor set that I have on. And if I was to wield two of them, well, wouldn't that look amazing? And even better, it's a rune blade. Because all the weapons in Wrath, a lot of them, not all of them, but most of them, have runes on them. And this is a World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King weapon. Therefore, it is a rune blade. Absolutely beautiful weapon. We are the new bearer of Quel'Delar, or Quel'Delar if you prefer. But there it is, the Prismatic Dragonblade Quel'Delar, which was gifted to the Sindori to Thelorian Dawnseeker millennia ago by Kaligos and the other, well, it would have been Malygos at that time, but it was gifted to them by the dragon aspects. And, of course, Gleaming Quel'Delar, which looks very similar to Quel'Delar. Now, Gleaming Quel'Delar is located in Onyxia's lair. It is, go to 25 player, let's go this way. Where is it? Maybe it's just on normal. Gleaming Quel'Delar, there it is. See, it looks very similar to Quel'Delar. It's a little bit longer. It's very similar, though. But it is one of the Prismatic Dragonblades. So that was gifted to the Night Elves, and this was gifted to the High Elves. But yeah, we just got Quel'Delar, and we got the achievement, the sword in the skull. Oh, let's just do it right here. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up, rate me a like. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you always know when new content comes out. Our regularly scheduled broadcast is weekly on Sundays with bonus videos like this one scattered here and there, showing different aspects to the lore, different fun activities that you complete while in Azeroth, and different fun things that you can do while you are in-game. Also, please tell your friends about us so they can come and they can enjoy these videos and enjoy the adventures just as much as you do. Finally, and most importantly of all, please remember this. World of Warcraft is just a game. And games are meant to be fun, and you're supposed to have fun while playing them. So, if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. Meet me back here for our next video as we continue to explore the world of Azeroth and the worlds beyond, and as we continue to uncover all sorts of cool secrets and fun activities in World of Warcraft. I look forward to bringing you those adventures, and I'll hope you will join me next time. But until then, I'm Z, signing off.